Hello students, good morning. Welcome to this today's class. Today we are going to, I am going to explain the shear force bending moment diagrams for a overhanging beam with a couple. In yesterday's class, one problem we have solved with a couple, that is movement developed in the beam. So coming to the problem, today's problem, a simply supported overhanging beam is loaded as shown in figure. Draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams for that beam. So look at the beam which is supporting at point A and B here, which is supporting at point A. This is the point A, and point B, which is supported at A and B, and the overhanging on the right side of the beam, right side of the support. The overhanging portion is 3 meters. This is the overhanging portion. Overhanging means the beam which is extended beyond the support. Here the beam is extended beyond the right support 3 meters, on which one UDL is acting. This is a rectangular load, which is also called the UDL, uniformly distributed load. This is the uniformly distributed load or rectangular load. The intensity of load is 3 kilonewtons per every meter, and which is distributed over the length of 8 meters from point D to E. Total beam length is 8 meters. Total over the 8 meters, the UDL is distributed. And another special type of point load, which is acting on an angular. This is called the angular. Horizontal distance is 2 meters. And that horizontal 2 meters on the 2 meters distance, the 10 kilonewtons is acting on that angular, L angular. Due to this 10 kilonewtons, what is going on at point C? Due to this 10 kilonewtons, the direct load is acting on that at point C, that is the 10 kilonewtons. And also due to this 10 kilonewtons, one couple is developed, or moment is developed at the point C, which is at a distance of 10 and 2 meters. 10 kilonewtons at a distance of 2 meters. That means the 10 kilonewtons is acting at a distance of 2 meters from C on the right side, which is also in downward direction. Therefore, it develops a clockwise movement 10 into 2, force into perpendicular distance. This is a perpendicular distance, and force is 10 kilonewtons. 10 into 2 is 20 kilonewton meter is the a clockwise movement will be developed at the point C. So this is a modified diagram. The bottom one is the modified load diagram, which is 3 kilonewtons distributed load, and due to this 10 kilonewtons, one direct load is acting at point C, that is a 1 point load, 10 kilonewtons. Clear, students? Due to during this 10 kilonewtons, one moment is also developed at the point C, that is 20 kilonewton meter, to 10 into a distance acting from the C, that is 10 into 20 kilonewton meter, and couple is developing at the point C. So this is the modified diagram. Therefore, total how many loads are acting on the beam? One UDL is acting, one point load is acting, and how many couples are developing on the beam? One couple is developing on the beam at point C is 20 kilonewtons meter. Here, students, by using this load diagram, you have to find the reaction forces RA and RB. How to find the reaction forces RA, RB? Now, from starting class onwards, I am telling about this to find the reaction forces by using equilibrium equations. What are the static equilibrium equation? Let us take the sigma Fy is equal to 0 first. Static equilibrium equation, sigma Fy is equal to 0. If we take the sigma Fy is equal to 0, means all the downward forces must be equal to all the upward forces. What are the upward forces are there in this beam? RA and RB are the upward forces, reaction forces, which are acting on the beam in upward direction. So what are the downward forces acting on the beam? What the downward forces here? 10 kilonewtons is there at point C, and distributed load, which is also downward direction. We should not take the couple by taking the forces. So 3 kilonewton meter per meter. Every meter 3 kilonewton is acting. How much distance which is distributed? Total 8 meters which is distributed. So total how much load is acting on the beam due to UDL? 3 into 5. For every meter 3 kilonewtons, total 8 meters, so 3 into 5, 15 kilonewtons load is acting on the beam due to UDL in the downward direction. So therefore we can take upward forces are RA plus RB. These are the upward forces. Summation of upward forces is equal to summation of downward forces. What are the downward forces? 110 kilonewtons point load is there, plus another UDL 3 kilonewtons per meter into 5 meters which is distributed. Total 3 into 5, 15 kilonewtons. So 15 plus 10, total 25 kilonewtons load is acting downwards, which is equal to RA plus RB. Dear students, RA plus RB is equal to how much? I already written in the next slide. This RA plus RB is equal to 34. Sorry, 5 plus 3, 8. 5 plus 3, 8. So 3 into 8 meters, not 5 meters. 3 into 8 meters. So to RA plus RB is equal to UDL value is 3 into 8, 24 plus 10. 24 plus 3 into 8 plus 10. 24 plus 10, 34. RA plus RB is equal to 34 kilonewtons. This is RA plus RB equal to 34 kilonewtons. And take a moment at point A. If we take the moment at this point, all the moments on the right side of the point. On the right side of the points, what are the forces are there? RB is there, UDL uniformly distributed load is there, and one point load is there, and also movement is there. Here, while calculating the movement, you have to take this coupler movement, which is in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction is taken as negative. Okay, so these are the total movements. Let us look the equation. Let us take the equilibrium equation. Sigma MA is equal to 0. This is the equation, static equilibrium equation. What are the forces? Let us look. Minus 30. What is minus 30? Minus 30 is, this is the 10 into 3. 10 into 3 is the clockwise. That's why clockwise movement is minus. So minus 30 minus 20. Minus 20 means this is a couple is minus 20. Couple is minus 20. Minus 30 minus 20 minus 24 into 11. 24 into 11 where is? 24 means 3 into 8 meter distance. 3 into 8, 24. The 24 kilonewtons which is acting at the center of the UDL. This total 8 meter lo center lo act avutundi. It is CG of the rectangle is center. That means at this point to this point, how much distance? 4 meters. Total 8 meters. This is the center of the UDL is 4 meters. So this load 3 into 8, 24 kilonewtons, which is acting at the center of the UDL, that is 4 meters from the point D. So this is 4 meters. And this is 4 meters, this is 3 meters. So 4 plus 4, 8 plus 3, 11. 11 into 24. 11 into 24. Dear students, like that, you have to write, we can write the equation, movement equation, 24 into 11. That is clockwise movement will be developed at the point A. That's why we have to take the minus sign. Plus, RB is also there. RB into how much distance which is acting from the point A? Total 9 plus the 12 meters. 12 RB into 12, then moment will be developed at the point A due to RB. So RB into 12. This is equal to 0. Total equation to equal to 0. Then we can get the RB value. RB value is 26.167 kilonewtons. By substituting this RB value into equation 1, RA value is 7.833 kilonewtons. Reactions will be developed at the point A. Therefore, these are the reaction forces due to applied loads. Dear students, RB is 26.167, RA is 7.833 kilonewtons. How to get these reactions? By taking two equilibrium equations, sigma Fy equal to 0 and sigma Fy equal to 0 and sigma Ma is equal to 0. By taking these two equilibrium equations, we can get the reaction forces. After getting the reaction forces, we have to write the shear force values at different points. Shear force values at different points. One by one, I will tell what is the shear force at points E. From the right hand side onwards, we have to write the shear force values. So what is the shear force at E? There is no load or there is no force acting on the right side of the E because there is no beam at all on the right side of the E. Therefore, shear force at point E is 0. Clear, students? Shear force at point E is 0. So what is the shear force at point B? Shear force at point B means all the forces acting on the right side of the point B. On the right side of the point B is, what are the forces? The UDL is there. This UDL up to this point. UDL up to this point. This portion of the UDL is there on the right side of the point B. So how much load this is? The intensity is 3 kilonewtons per meter. Per every meter, 3 kilonewtons. How much distributed it is? 3 meters. So 3 into 3, 9 meters, which is acting downward direction. So downward is positive. Shear force at point B we can take as 9 kilonewtons. So that is 9 kilonewtons. Shear force at point B. Whenever the point load is there or whenever the reaction force is there, we have to consider 2 times at that point. So without considering the RB value, the shear force at point B means without considering the RB value, we have to take only the right hand side forces. Right hand side forces are 3 into 3, 9 meters, which is downward positive. So that's why I'm taking shear force at point B, FB1. The first shear force at point B is 9 kilonewtons, which is downward direction. Shear force at point B, FB2. That means after considering the RB value, if we consider the RB value, suddenly the shear force changes at point B. So total 9 kilonewtons on the right side, which is downward direction, minus RB. RB is in upward direction. So 9 minus RB. RB value is, now itself we calculated RB value 26.167. Therefore 9 minus 26.167, we can get minus 17.167 kilonewtons. That means shear force changes suddenly at point B from 9 kilonewtons to minus 17.167 kilonewtons. Clear, students? The shear force must be taken just before the point and just after the point. Just before the point means without considering the force at that point, and just after that point means by considering the force acting on at that point. So without considering the force is 9 kilonewtons and with considering the force is minus 17.167 kilonewtons. Clear, students? Next, shear force at another point at point D. Another point D is there at the end of UDL. The shear force at point D is, what is meant by shear force at point D? If we want to calculate the shear force at point D, all the forces on the right side of the point D. So all the forces means the UDL, total UDL is there. Total UDL value is 3 kilonewtons per meter. Total which is distributed 8 meters. So 3 into 8, 24 kilonewtons, which is acting downward direction. So 24 is positive. 24 kilonewtons is positive. And then RB is also there, which is upward direction. So if it is negative, minus RB value is 24 minus RB. We can write the 24 minus RB is the shear force at point D. There is no another forces on the right side. So 24 minus RB, then we can get the shear force at point D. So shear force at point D is equal to 24 minus RB. Minus RB means minus 26.167. Then we can get the minus 2.167 kilonewtons. So shear force at point D is minus 2.167 kilonewtons. Then next point is shear force at point C. Shear force at point C. shear force at point C is, how to calculate the shear force at point C? Here also one point load is acting. We have to consider 2 times the shear force. So shear force without considering the 10 kilonewtons, shear force with considering the 10 kilonewtons, because the shear force changes suddenly at point C, because it is acting, the point load is acting at point C. So shear force at point C, FC1 means all the forces on the right side. On the right side, what are the forces? Just now itself, we are calculated the shear force at point D. That will be continued up to point C, because there is no load between the C and D. So which is horizontal. Shear force law diagram is a horizontal line between C and D. So shear force at point C is also, FC1 is also minus 2.167, which is horizontal. Then shear force at point C after considering the point load, that is minus 2.167 up to point C. Then point load which is acting downward direction for 10 kilonewtons, minus 2.167 plus 10. Therefore, we can get the shear force at point C is 7.833 kilonewtons. Clear, students? Shear force at point C is 7.833 kilonewtons. Then shear force at point A. Shear force at point A, that means the forces, all the forces acting on the right side. Shear force at point A means up to C, it is 7 point something is there, no? 7.833, which is continuous between C to A, because there is no load acting between A and C. Therefore, the shear force is horizontal line, which is constant from C to A. That's why shear force at point A is also 7.833 kilonewtons. Clear, students? These are the shear force values at different points. By using these shear force values, we can draw the shear force diagram. So, first of all, shear force diagram. How to draw the shear force diagram? I already did here. This shear force and bending moment diagram must be below the load diagram. You must draw the vertical lines from every point, A, C, D, B, E. From every point, you have to draw the vertical line and draw the shear force below the load diagram. If you draw the horizontal, that is the baseline, A to E, that is A to E is the baseline for the shear force diagram. Locate the points A, C, D, B, E as the top of the load. What are the load points? Load diagram points are there, A, C, D, B, E, like that you have to locate on the baseline. So after locating the points on the baseline, just locate the shear force values, whatever we calculated earlier. So we calculated the shear force values at point E is 0. So therefore the 0 is on the baseline. Shear force value on the baseline itself 0. Shear force at E. Then shear force at point B, 9 kilonewtons. Second one is shear force at point B is 9 kilonewtons. So locate point B on the line point B, 9 kilonewtons on the positive side of the baseline. 9 kilonewtons. Clear, students? It is 0, it is 9 kilonewtons. Then shear force at point B, another shear force is there, suddenly changes from 9 to minus 17. It is negative side of the baseline. Locate the 17.167 kilonewtons on the negative side of the baseline. From this baseline, negative side 17.167. Locate a 17.167 somewhere else. Then shear force at point D. What is the shear force at point D? Shear force at point D is minus 2.167 kilonewtons. It is also on the negative side, but it is value is 2.167 less than the 17.167. So locate the point 2.167 at point D by drawing the vertical line at point D. On that vertical line of the D, locate the point 2.167 kilonewtons on the negative side. Because it is very nearer to the baseline, it is 17.167 far away from the baseline. So locate the point 2.167 somewhere else nearer to the baseline. Then shear force at point C. The shear force at point C means it is continuous up to constant line up to point C. Constant line up to point C, because there is no load acting between C and D. Shear force is constant from point to D to C. Therefore, I draw this horizontal line from point D to C. This is 2.167 kilonewtons and also 2.167 kilonewtons at point C. The shear force is suddenly changes at point C because of point load 10 kilonewtons acting at point C. So shear force at point C, another shear force is 7.833 kilonewtons, which is positive side of the baseline. So locate the 7.833. This is just below the 9 kilonewtons. 7.833, locate the point on the positive side of the baseline. So which is continuous up to point A, because there is no load acting between A and C. That's why the horizontal line will be drawn. The shear force does not vary from C to D. So horizontal line, the shear force at point C is 7.833 kilonewtons, and also shear force at point A is 7.833 kilonewtons. Then join the 7.833 kilonewtons to A point, because finally the shear force at point A due to reaction at A is 0. Okay, like this, you have to locate the points first. After locating the points on the baseline, either side of the baseline, join those points by the inclined line or parabolic curve or cubic parabolic curve or horizontal line, whatever it is, based on the load condition. So here from D to E, totally UDL is acting. That's why we have to draw the shear force diagram by inclined line. And C to D, there is no load acting between C to D, therefore shear force is horizontal line. And A to E, C is also horizontal line. Like that, we have to draw the shear force. So shear force line from E to B is inclined straight line because UDL is acting, and suddenly which is changes from 9 to minus 17.167, so vertical line. That B to D is also inclined straight line because the UDL is acting between D to B, and the horizontal line between D to C, then suddenly changes the shear force to point load 10 kilonewtons and horizontal line and close it. So this is the shear force diagram. The shear force diagram is from C to B is negative shear force, and between the B and E and between the A and C is the positive shear force. Clear, students? This is the shear force diagram. Let us look the bending moment values at different points. So bending moment, next bending moment values from point E to A. So what is the bending moment at point E means the no load is acting on the right side of the E. That's why there is no movement will be developed to the point E. Therefore, bending moment at point E is 0. So bending moment at point E is 0. I written here bending moment at BM at E equal to 0. So bending moment at point B, next point. Bending moment at point B. What is the bending moment at this point means the moment of the forces, all the forces on the right side. This is the UDL is there. UDL value is 3 into 3 is the 9 kilonewtons. Just earlier I said in while explaining the shear force diagram. This is total load is 9 kilonewtons, which is downward direction, which is acting at downward direction, which is located, which is acting at point CG. CG of this rectangle. Clear, students? Center of gravity of this rectangle portion. So where it is located, the center of gravity of this rectangle, which is at the center, that means at 1.5 meters, total 3 meters is there, 3 meters for 1.5 meters distance for the center of gravity located. At that center of gravity, total load is concentrated. 9 kilonewtons will be concentrated. So 9 into 1.5 will be develop the couple or movement at point B. So 9 into 1.5. Clear, students? So shear for bending moment at point B means that 9 into 1.5. 9 into 1.5, which is 13.5 kilonewton meter. 13.5 kilonewton meter, which is negative. Why it is taken as negative? Which is acting downwards, and also it develops the clockwise movement about point B. Therefore, it is taken as negative. So minus 13.5 kilonewton meter is the bending moment at point B. Clear, students? Let us look at another point. Bending moment at point D. Bending moment at point D means the bending moment, the moments of all the algebraic summation of all the moments on the right side of the D. On the right side of the D means this is the total UDL value is there, and one RB is also there on the right side of the D. So due to these two loads, the moment will be developed at the point D. So RB into phi, which is in anti-clockwise direction, negative, sorry, positive. RB into 5. So MD is equal to bending moment at point D is equal to RB into RB into 5 meters, which is positive because of clockwise movement, minus this is a UDL value which is developed. Movement at point E is in clockwise movement. That's why I'm taking the negative. Total load is 3 into 8. Total 3 into 8 meters distance, which is distributed 24. 24 into how much distance is the 24 kilonewtons is the load which is acting at the center of the UDL. Center of the UDL means from this place D to the load value is how much distance? Total 8 meters. This is the 4 meters. So 24 into 4 is the movement developed due to the UDL at point D. So RB into 5 minus 24 into 4, again we'll get the bending moment at point D. Bending moment at point D. Let us look at the equation. Bending moment at point D is 24 into 4, that is a negative value, plus to RB is the 26.167 into 5, RB into 5. Then we can get the 34.835 kilonewton meter is the bending moment at point D. 34.835. It is positive value, positive bending moment. Next, bending moment at point C. Here also we calculated the 2 times the bending moment. Why? Because wherever the couple developed or moment will be developed at that point, we have to consider 2 times the bending moment, because without considering the couple and with considering the couple, without considering the couple, the bending moment values means the right side forces, the right side movements are considered. With considering means including this couple, all the right side movements should be considered. So excluding 20 kilonewtons 1 and including 20 kilonewton meter is also considered at point C. So first of all, by excluding the 20 kilonewton meters, that is without considering the 20 kilonewton meter, what is the movement? What is the bending moment at point C? So what is the bending moment at point C? So forces acting on the right side is UDL is there, RB is also. Therefore, MC1, that means without considering the 20 kilonewton meter couple, MC1 is equal to RB into, that is, which is acting anti-clockwise couple, which is developed anti-clockwise couple about point C. Therefore, RB into how much distance between the point of C and RB? Total 9 meters. So RB into 9 meters. This distance is 9 meters. RB into 9 minus this load value is 3 into total 8. 24 kilonewtons load value, which is acting at how much distance from point C? Which is acting at a center of the UDL. That means this distance is 4 meters. So this 4 meters plus 4, 8 meters, which is acting at a distance of 8 meters from the point C. Here students, total 8 meters. So RB into 9 minus 24 into 8, then we can get the bending moment. Because 10 kilonewtons is also there, but which is passing through the C. Therefore, there is no perpendicular distance, 0 perpendicular distance. Therefore, the bending moment will be developed at the point C due to 10 kilonewtons is 0. And we are not considering the 20 kilonewton meter. 20 kilonewton meter consider చేయకపోతేనే MC1 first CF bending moment at point C వచ్చేస్తుంది. So RB into 9 minus 24 into 8. Let us look. The value is, so RB into 9, 26.167 into 9 minus 24 into 8. Minus 24 into 8. The value is 43.503 kilonewton meter. If you calculate, this value is 43.503 kilonewton meters. That is the bending moment without considering the couple at point C. That is MC1. Then bending moment at C, MC2. Second time we have to consider this 20 kilonewton meter. So simply what we do that till point C, this is a 43.503, and with considering means it is acting in a clockwise direction, which is acting in clockwise direction. Therefore, minus 20. it is already coupled. We should not take a perpendicular distance. So it is a clockwise couple. Clockwise couple is taken as negative. Therefore, minus 20 kilonewton meter. Simply minus 24 into 8 in the previous equation plus 26.167 into 9 as it is, simply minus 20. That is couple is considering here without considering the couple here. The 43.503 kilonewton meter is without considering the couple. Minus 20, that is a 23.503 with considering the couple. Therefore, bending moment without considering is the 43.503. Bending moment with considering the couple is 23.503 kilonewton meter. These are the two values of bending moment. That means bending moment value. Bending moment will be suddenly changes. Bending moment diagram is suddenly changes from suddenly changes at the point C, because there are two values of bending moment values are there. Finally, bending moment at point A is zero. How to get the point bending moment at point A? So total forces on the right side. So total forces on the right side means RB into total distance is the 12 meters. RB into 12 meters, 3 into 24. That is the T into 8. 24 into 7 plus 4, which is acting at the center. It is a 4 meters. 4 plus 4, 8 plus 3, 11. So 24 into 9 meters. So 9 got 12. 24 into 12 meters. Next 10 into 3 and also minus 20. If we consider all the forces, all the moments, all the forces on the right side of the A, then we can get the bending moment at point A is 0. Okay. So at the support, the bending moment at the right support, which is not a overhanging portion, therefore the bending moment at support is 0. Finally, I written bending moment at point A is 0. So by using, these are the bending moment values. By using these bending moment values, we can draw the bending moment diagrams. Bending moment diagram. Clear, students? So let us draw the bending moment diagram. This is draw the baseline again for the bending moment diagram. Locate the point A, C, D, B, and E as that of the shear force points, and locate the bending moment values at different points. So locate the what is the bending moment at E? Bending moment at E is 0. Bending moment at E is 0. That's why I am locating the bending moment value on the baseline itself. It is 0. Then bending moment at point B. Bending moment at point B is minus 13.5 kilonewton meter. So it is negative side of the baseline, 13.5 located. 13.5 kilonewtons on the negative side of the baseline. Okay, locate this 13.5 somewhere else. And what is the bending moment at point D? Bending moment at point D is 34.835 kilonewton meter, which is positive. So locate the 34.835 kilonewton meter on the positive side of the baseline at point D. So at this point D, 34.835 kilonewtons on the positive side above the baseline, which is below the baseline 13.5, 34.835 above the baseline. Locate the point somewhere else. And what is the bending moment at point C? Bending moment at point C, first bending moment value is 43.503. Second bending moment value at point C is 23.506. Locate these 2 points on the line C itself. So 43 point at point C, draw the vertical line on the positive side, and 43.503 kilonewton meter. Locate that point above the 43.503 kilonewton meter, and also in the same point locate the 23.503 kilonewtons on the positive side. These are the 2 bending moment values at point C. This bending moment diagram suddenly changes from 43 to 23.503 due to couple or moment is acting at point C. Then finally bending moment at point A is 0. So these points must be joined with a certain curves or lines. So how to know the curves or lines? Due to the load, by looking the load is acting between D and E, totally UDL acting. So due to UDL, the bending moment diagram from point to D to E is the parabolic curve. Clear, students? Is the parabolic curve. So first you need to join these 2 points by parabolic curve and join 13.5 to 34.835 parabolic curve. So this is the total point D to B, B to E, total parabolic curve draw like this. Clear, students? This is the parabolic curve. Wherever the inclined curves will get on the shear force diagram, we will get the parabolic curve on the bending moment diagram. So wherever the horizontal line is there on the shear force, here we get the shear inclined straight line between the C and D and inclined straight line between the A and C. So join 34.835 and 43.503 by straight inclined line, not parabolic, and suddenly changes from 43 to 23.503 vertical line, and also join the 23.503 and 0 by a inclined straight line. Okay, like this, inclined straight line vertically changes, and inclined straight line parabolic curve from point D to B and parabolic curve from point B to E. Like this, we have to join all the points, then we can get the bending moment diagram. Your students? So the bending moment will be changes from negative to positive at point F. We can get the extra point F where the bending moment value is 0. This wherever the bending moment value is 0, that point is called the point of contraflexure. As earlier I explained, that point of contraflexion where the bending moment changes sign from positive to negative or negative to positive or 0 bending moment, that point is called the point of contraflexure. So this point of contraflexure occurs at what distance? 3.24 meters is there, no? How to get this 3.24 meters? That is the bending moment 0. If you want to get the bending moment 0, we have to write the equation for bending moment at xx. I did not explain here. In the problem, what is the point of contraflexure? He did not ask for point of contraflexure. If you want to find the point of contraflexure, where it is occurring between D and B, therefore we have to take the xx section between D and B, which is at a distance of x from the right end. That is the right end E. This is the x distance. If you take the xx section, write down the bending moment equation at this xx section and then equate to 0, then we can get the x value. So what is the bending moment at xx? Let us take mx. In this problem, he did not ask the point of contraflexure, but I explaining how to get the point of contraflexure, how to get the 0 bending moment distance. Let us take the xx section between D and B, mx, bending moment at xx. Bending moment at xx means all the moments must be considered on the right side of that section. So moments are loads are there, UDL load is there, RB is there on the right side. So RB into how much distance? RB into which is acting upward direction, which develop the anti-clockwise couple about xx. Therefore, it is positive. RB into how much distance this is? The total distance in the total x minus 3. Then we can get the distance between the RB and the xx. X minus 3. RB into x minus 3 minus means is a downward direction which develop the clockwise couple due to the UDL, therefore minus. So UDL value how much? 3 kilonewton per meter, which is spreading over how much distance? X distance. So 3x. 3 into x is the load which is acting downwards and which is acting at what distance from the xx? At the center. That means x by 2. Clear, students? Total x distance we are considering on the right side, which is concentrated at a distance of x by 2. So into x by 2. This is the bending moment at xx equation. If we equate to 0, this equation equate to 0, then we can get the x value. So 3x square by 2. So 1.5x square. Here I am writing total equation. RB into x minus 3. RB value already we calculated. RB value. So RB into x minus 3. Here I am writing RB into x minus 3 into 1.5, sorry, RB into x minus 3 is this equal to 1.5 x square. Where RB value is 26.167, 26.167 into x minus 3, students, is equal to 1.5 x square, 1.5 x square. So this is the polynomial equation, that is the algebraic equation, 1.5 x square, 1.5 x square, 26.167 x, if we get this type, 26.1 minus 26.167 x plus y plus this is 26.167 minus 3, if it get the right hand side, plus 26.167 into 3, some value 126.167 into 3 is equal to 0. This is the equation to get the x value. If we solve this equation, then we can get the x value. The x value is something 3 point something is there, no? That is 3.54 meters is there at a certain distance, 3.24 meters. At a distance of 3.24 meters, the bending moment value is 0. That means we will get the point of control flexure at 3.24 meters. Like that, we have to calculate. If the problem is asking, if we ask in the problem, then we can calculate the bending moment 0, bending moment value 0, bending moment distance by taking the bending moment equation at that particular x-axis section. Clear, students? This is the shear force and bending moment diagrams, shear force and bending moment diagrams for the given beam. So one thing you have to remember that if the load is acting at a angular section like this, you have to take two values. That is, one direct load is acting due to 10 kilonewtons at point C, which is contacting at point C. That's why I am locating the 10 kilonewtons at point C at point load, and also the couple is developing at point C due to this point load. That is 10 kilonewtons into 2 meter distance is given, to 10 into 2, 20 kilonewtons meters couple is locating. This is a modified diagram. After modifying the diagram, we can draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams for the given beam. Dear students, this is the last problem in the unit 2. Some more problems are there. You have to solve that. I will give the homework or I will give the assignment problems. You have to solve and by looking the videos. So this is the end of the unit 2. Next class I will explain and I will start the unit 3, that is the stresses in beams. Okay students, bye.